Is it just me, or do you stumble across these Bible verses that are totally contradictory? So there I was reading 2 Timothy 3, and Paul was listing this long laundry list of things that sinners are doing in this world. He oftentimes lists these things, but he says specifically in these later times, people will be lovers of themselves rather than lovers of God. They'll be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. They're going to be thieves. They're going to be liars and drunkards. He lists all these things. And as I'm reading through this, I'm like, well, thank goodness I'm not that. I'm not that. I'm a good Christian. And then he says, and they're also going to be reckless. Well, I'm reckless. Well, I go all over the world doing mission work, and oh boy, I teach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this Christian self-defense club that we have. That's considered pretty reckless. And as I was thinking about this, I was like, wait, I can think of many other characters in the Bible who are commended for their faith, and they're considered reckless, right? Jesus himself, he could have just slid under the radar, and yet he put himself out there. That's pretty reckless. Peter jumping out of the boat, walking on the water towards Jesus, that would be considered reckless, right? Aha! This is where the English language does not quite do it justice. And this is why you need to dig into the Bible, dig into the Greek, dig into the actual words and what they mean. So I did that with 2 Timothy 3 as it talked about this word reckless. And reckless is more so described as leaning forward, headlong. And so there's no control. You're just kind of balanced over this cliff. That would be reckless. That would be rash. Or in the KJV, I think they call it heady. So you don't have any self-control. And so do you have self-control? If you have self-control, then you are not being reckless. You're not being rash. You might be bold in the same way that Peter was being bold, but he had self-control. He wasn't just covering his eyes and just throwing himself over the boat. He had a full conversation with Jesus before he walked out across the water. So back to the martial art example. We aren't going in and just putting our fists out like this and spinning in a circle, trying to knock each other out recklessly as if we have no self-control. No, we are very calculated with our techniques, to the point where once you lock someone up, if they tap, we have the ability to let go because we are in control. We are not being reckless. We are being bold. We're pushing each other as iron sharpens iron, but we have control. And therefore, we are not reckless. So you yourself, go be bold. Go be a little crazy with your faith, but have self-control.